Hi everybody and welcome back to Gosport Hospital Radio today. So today what I thought I'd speak about is whenever me and the team that I work in, ever do a recruitment drive, I can always be virtually guaranteed, doesn't always happen, but happens an awful lot, is I either have a mother or father of a young kid that will contact me and say, can I join the radio? Can I become a presenter? Okay, which is all well and good. You know, I love the youth of today, being excited, wanting to get involved in radio. Okay, normally the reason is it's hard to get experience. It's hard to get work experience at what I would call a professional radio station, like your nationwide or your regional ones, where the paid ones at the end of the day. That's why I say professional. Okay, it's nothing to say that hospital radio do not work professionally because they do. Okay, and I always get contact and say, would it be possible? How does the law actually stand when it comes to youngsters actually going on the radio? Okay, so what I'm going to do is look at this from 2 points of view. So I'm going to look at it from a national point of view, okay, and for a small radio station like we have at Gosport Hospital Radio, which covers the War Memorial Hospital. Okay, so nationally, okay, there is no legal minimum age that somebody has to be to go on the radio. So it's not like a lot of things where you've got to be either 16 or 18 or anything like that. You could be a 2-year-old toddler or baby, okay, however you want to put it, and technically you could go on the radio and create your own show. Okay, there's no law in the United Kingdom, as things stands, when it comes to hospital radio, to say that you can't do that. But then you got to come to the but. Now, where there are rules, and I've already spoken to the Hospital Broadcasting Association about this, and as they've said to me, where there are fundamental rules is one that any radio station or hospital radio station got to take into account safeguarding, because at the end of the day, if a child's going to come in, and my eldest son, he's been on the radio. He was on the radio, presented his own Christmas show when he would have been about 7. I think he was 7 at the time. It was a couple of years ago, a few years ago that he did it. But he's done it. And I know other children that have been on the radio, and they absolutely love it, being able to create their own show. Then, if it's not live and it's pre-recorded, they can go home, listen to it on the internet or going on to the app or whatever. Okay, and actually hearing themselves on the radio. So from that point of view, kids love it, and trust me, they do. Now, so one thing is safeguarding, because obviously you've got to make sure that the children are protected and everything, and nobody's there taking advantage of them. So that's one thing, to make sure that the hospital can not the hospital radio station can safeguard the child. The next issue is insurance. You know, does the hospital radio, are they actually able to insure and cover if they have children on the premises doing their own show? So that's problematic problem number 2. It's not so much of a problem, but the radio station got to go make sure that they can cover them. Okay. Step 3, and this is the big one, is the NHS Trust. Okay, so the NHS Trust, wherever the hospital is or wherever they're providing the music to, is at the end of the day, it boils down to them and their actual policies, because the hospital radio station have to abide by their policies at the end of the day. So if they say, right, we don't want you having anybody on the airwaves under 18, as a radio station, your hands are actually tied. You've got to abide by them policies, and obviously a hospital radio station normally has some form of policy which goes in line with that as well. Okay, so that's where it actually is. Okay, so if you take, for instance, us, we generally, I believe our minimum age is 16. Okay, unless there's a parent that's actually going to be in the studio with them actually doing the show, and so both parties become a member at the end of the day. So that's where we are. Okay, so I hope this helps everybody out, especially for people where they may have children that want to go into radio. Okay, um, it's not closed off. There's always the potential to be able to potentially get work experience at the end of the day, before they go into the big real world and thinking, right, how am I going to get my work experience? Because at the end of the day, there are some very famous radio DJs. I can name two extremely famous ones, which have both been on Radio One. I know one of them presented Top of the Pops as well, but started at hospital radio and made their way all the way to the very top of the tree at the end of the day. So I hope this helps everybody out. If you've got any more questions, don't hesitate to just message me, okay, and I'll try and answer your questions as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.